Hi everybody, very nice to see you and I hope you're doing well. 4 days to go until we get to see our students back in the full flow of school and we're really looking forward to it. I think you can probably imagine that we've been working incredibly hard in the school to make sure that we've got everything as sorted as it possibly can be. And this little video message is to give you an update. It follows on from the letter that I sent yesterday as well. But today and yesterday have been the first 2 days for the lateral flow tests, and we will have seen over 600 students by the end of the day. And you know, they've changed even in a short period of time, and it's quite difficult to kind of recognize people when people have got their masks on. But it's been great to see all the students coming in, follow the instructions carefully, do everything absolutely by the book, 2-meter social distancing. And the team of testers have done amazingly well. It's quite a remarkable feat. Okay, so thank you to parents and carers who've signed up. Thank you to everybody for keeping to time, and actually it's a community effort. So many thanks for that. Monday, your appointments will be sent out tomorrow. That's Friday. Okay, for Monday, and we're doing everybody's second test on Monday. Okay, so please don't worry about registers for live lessons, because actually on Monday we're not setting live lessons. We're setting activities, we're setting work that students can do, but we as a staff body need to make sure that rooms are sorted, learning is sorted for the next few days, that we get to grips with the health and safety measures in the school, that we're really where we need to be. Okay, so actually Monday, that is going to be recorded lessons or activities or assignments that have been set, and registers will not be taken remotely. Students who are vulnerable, they can come in, and children of key workers, they can come in as normal. Okay, and tutor time, that's 8:30 till 8:55. That will be live. Okay, and the reason for that is it's a great opportunity for tutors to just speak with anybody who's a little bit worried about coming back, any questions that students may have. But that's, I think, important for the well-being of our students and helping them manage that return on the next day, on Tuesday. Okay, so everybody's back on Tuesday, 8:30, out the back. We'll do our lineups, then go into tutor time, and we're going to get right back into it. Okay, we're going to get right back into learning period 1 as normal. Students enter the building, okay, via the routes that they were following beforehand. So year 10 and year 11 round by 1610, year 7 and 8 round by the bike sheds, and year 9 through into the heart space and straight out to the back. We'll do our lineups, then tutors will take them straight into tutor time. We'll do our equipment checks, check everybody is ready for learning, that they've got everything, correct uniform, and then move forward to period 1. And keeping that in mind, a number of people have phoned about uniform. The same standards exist, okay, and actually, you know, no trainers, we're not to wear coats and hoodies. I appreciate that some students may have grown, okay, but actually that would have been the same issue anyway, and we need to make sure that students are in their uniform, unless of course they've got PE that day. Then they need to wear their school PE kit, okay, and no other kit, okay, their school PE kit that we know, and we'll be checking that on Tuesday morning, okay, but uniform, really crucial. Keeping that in mind, making sure that nails, facial piercings, no dyed hair, etc. From the word go, we need to make sure that we've got high expectations, get back into our routines, get back into the way that actually we work. And I think that that's massively important for every single member of this community, for staff, for students, for yourselves as parents. You're clear about what the expectations are then. Okay, so yes, full school uniform, please. Okay. We're also saying, with the weather getting slightly warmer, all right, yes, windows will be open all the time. No coats in class, no scarves in class. Students don't need that. If it's an exceptionally cold day, we'll make a call in the morning and say that that's allowed. But actually, again, we need to get our students back into the routines that they're probably craving, actually. Okay, and I think that that's really important, that we all recognise that structure, consistency. It creates a safety net. Okay, and it creates an emotional safety net for everybody, and particularly students. And you know, that has been a difficult thing, because I know that some students have been going to bed quite late and getting up quite late, and actually this next period of time is about breaking those habits that have been ingrained, and then using this time till Easter to get us into those really, really great learning habits, the routines that we're all so proud of. Okay. As I said as well in my letters, face masks are expected in lessons now. Okay, the government made that clear, and that's based on scientific evidence. And I've been doing more reading around that scientific evidence, and I accept that argument, and I think that that's important that we adhere to those national guidelines. And so, in lessons, unless you are medically or your child is medically exempt, then children will be expected to wear face masks. If, of course, a student is becoming slightly distressed by it, of course, they can go like that and talk to the member of staff. But no, the expectation is that face masks will be worn in lessons and around the school. And in fairness, beforehand, there were no issues with that. And actually, I have to say, most students, most parents, we get it. It's becoming part of the way that we work and the way that we live our lives at the moment. And although hopefully that will change, there's a normality around wearing face masks, which is important. If a student is medically exempt, I sent a letter out yesterday with a link to a form. Please complete that form, and then they will need to wear a badge to say that they're medically exempt. And the reason is that we can't keep stopping the same student to say, why aren't you wearing your face mask? Because that's not fair on the student. It simply isn't, and it makes that student feel extremely conscious and creates 5, 6, 7 times during the day. Where's your face mask? Why haven't you got and actually they're medically exempt, so they will be wearing a badge, but we will only allow those people who've worn that badge to wear that badge if the form has been completed, please. Okay, so that's hugely important. So Tuesday morning, coming back, we need to make sure that we've got all our equipment ready, our pencil cases, everything that's in the pencil cases. Bringing in your reading booklets, your self-quizzing book, your history, your geography booklets, any work that you've been doing as students. So we've got now 4 or 5 days to get really organised, okay? And I cannot stress that enough. Use this time to just complete some work. Read through what you've been doing, complete the remote learning, and just make sure that we are hitting the ground running, okay? I am not going to be using the language of catch-up. This is now about moving forward. This is now about the excitement of getting back to learning. This is now about what goes on in the classroom and really day-to-day accelerating that so we can have fun. We can make sure that we are getting to where we're not far away from, okay? Our students came back amazingly from the first lockdown, and I fully expect that to happen this time. But there will be issues, and we'll have to pick up those issues along the way, okay? They'll jump up at us when we least expect them. And actually, I think that we as a community, therefore, need to be looking after our young people amazingly well over the course of the next period of time. They have had a lot of compromises with a disease, a virus that hasn't massively impacted or doesn't massively impact on them, but impacts on family. So we've got to make sure that our young people get the best possible experience that they can in the next short term and in the long term. And within that, I include enrichment experiences, cultural experiences, playing sport, playing football, getting out on the rugby field, doing a performance, speaking in public, meeting people that they haven't spoken to for ages. These things matter, and this is how young people develop formatively. This is how young people actually become the young people, the kind of young adults that they need to become. Okay, and they've gained a huge amount actually through lockdown, a huge amount of skills that we wouldn't have even been dreaming of beforehand. But actually, we're now in a good place where we can really kick on. Okay, so please read the letter carefully that I sent out yesterday. There's lots of details. There's some links in that. I think that's important. And we will look forward to seeing everybody on Tuesday. It's lovely to catch up with youngsters whilst they're lining up for the lateral flow tests. We're going to be making sure as a staff body that we're getting reacquainted with everybody. Some obviously just getting more confident in coming back into the building, making sure that everything is right, health and safety wise. And, the virus is still out there. And please, yes, we're coming back to school, but we have to manage the whole environment incredibly well. And by that, I mean the transport to and from school, walking to and from school, going into local shops, making sure that students are still self-isolating or not going out and meeting with their friends during the week and during at weekends, because that's where transmission is really, really a worry. And Sedgemoor's transmission did go up last week. So we need to be acutely aware here that we have to be on high alert. Okay. We're doing what we can. I know the community has worked incredibly hard together, and I thank everybody for that. Best wishes, look after yourself, and I shall see everybody really soon.